तरस नहीं आया तुझको, तरस नहीं आया तुझको, कुछ कर्ज इश्क ये तेरा समझ नहीं आया मुझको, तरस नहीं आया तुझको, तरस नहीं आया तुझको, खुद कर्ज इश्क ये तेरा समझ नहीं आया मुझको।
This market is 1.4 billion people.
India, with a direct selling market of $3.2 billion, the fifth largest economy and the fastest growing one. It has a population where nearly 65% are younger than 35, and it is the world's second largest English-speaking country, with local communities all around the globe. Think globally, build locally.
Ladies and gentlemen, our India market opportunity begins now. Let's welcome our host for this evening, Mala.
Hello. Hi. Good morning, leaders. Good morning, everyone. How are you all today? Fantastic. Yeah, great. Thank you, everyone, for making yourself available today for today's IMO session, India Market Opportunity. My name is Mala. I'm your MC today. Thank you. Since we are here for our IMO session, let's talk about India. Can you all share what are the places that you wish to visit in India? I personally wish to visit Kerala because I wanted to try their food. So for those who are online, maybe you can share in your chat box. You can type in your chat box. Mumbai. Delhi, okay. Bollywood. Okay, great. Okay, so excited, right? Interesting? Right, so let's visit these places when our India market open. Okay, next, we have our speaker today. He's a young person, an energetic person. He started with a set of TRME. He regained his health and he transformed his family members, his colleagues and his friends as well. He's very excited now for our India market opportunity. Without further ado, let's welcome him to share more about this India market opportunity. Let's welcome Kuhan.
Hello everyone, good evening. Yeah, thank you Mala for the great introduction about myself. Again, hello everyone, right? My name is Kuhan, yeah. Prior to Nu Skin, I was in a corporate, right? But today, I'm a full-time Nu Skinner, right? And today, before I start my session, right, I would like to again to congratulate all of you who joined physical here in Publica, Kuala Lumpur, right? As well as those join us through our Zoom sessions, right? Zoom, right? Also, congratulations, right? I think because why? Today, we will be talking one of the great opportunity, right? One of the great opportunity in the market, I would say, right? In the market, because this opportunity is not a small opportunity. It's something very huge opportunity, and I'm very sure, right? Since you have made the first decision to join us, I'm very sure, right? Based on the thing that I'm gonna share today, right? You'll be able to grab this opportunity, right? Okay. So of course, right? When you make a decision to join, right, to join today's sharing, right, I'm sure you probably will be looking for something, right, that you wanted in your life, right? I'm sure all of us wanted to be successful in our life. Am I right? Yeah, right? But of course, right, success, hold on, okay, a bit technical, sorry, right? Success is an ability, right? And first step that we need to do, right, for us to be successful is to recognize the opportunity. And that is the reason why I congratulate each and every one of you, right, who managed, right, to make a decision to join this session today, right, to understand a bit deeper about this opportunity, what this opportunity is all about, and how this opportunity is going to transform your life, right? Of course, not just by recognizing the opportunity, all right, we also will be sharing, right, in terms of what is the plan and the strategy, right, in terms of for us how to leverage on this opportunity. And last but not least, right, to build the right necessary skills to execute the plan and strategy, right. But of course, the very important out of these three things, right, is of course to recognize the opportunity. You can have, all of us can have skill sets, you know, we have a lot of past experiences, but without recognizing the opportunity, right, it is actually becomes useless, right? Okay, right. So of course, we are very excited, as I mentioned, right, because we are going into India, yeah. Right? When everyone say about India, right, everyone gets excited lah. Of course, right? A lot of place. One, of course, it's something close to me as well, right? Of course, is you know, I have my late grandfathers, mothers, all is actually come from India lah. All right? I still have my relatives there lah, right? So it's quite close to me as well, yeah. And of course, when you talk about India, right? Before I jump into the opportunity, let me bring you guys a bit to share a bit of statistics lah, a bit of an economy. It's not an economic class, but I just want to share a bit on the GDP growth, right? Of course, today, as you all know, right, India is one of the top 5 economy in the world. Yeah, even though it's in the top 5, not the first or not the second or third, right? But if you look at the GDP growth, right, in year 2023 itself, right, actually India emerged as the fastest growing economy in the world. Yeah, it actually stands at 7.2, right? Why GDP growth is very important? Actually, GDP growth is also one of the indicator, right, to in terms of all the economies lah, right, we'll use to gauge, right, what is the potentials lies on the country, right, in terms of their growth, right, in terms of their economic growth, right. The first indicator that we use is actually our GDP growth, right. Of course, that is in year 2023, and in fact, at that time, right, a lot of economists actually, right, already predicted, right, the economy of India will continue to grow. So the latest one that I've actually captured, right, wanted to share with you guys as well, even in 2025, this year, right, actually, if you look at the GDP growth forecast, India still remains as the first, right? If we were to compare to the other countries, right? For example, US, right? It's a top number 1, right? In terms of the economy, right? In the world. But in terms of the GDP growth, actually, India stands the first compared to the other big country, I would say, right? So why is it very important? When the GDP is growing very fast, means that actually, right, the business, right, whoever that ventured into this market, right, their business growth is actually, there's a high potential in terms of their business growth, right? Because the people actually has the capability, right, in terms of their spending, all right? And also they are actually wanted to enhance or even improve their well-being and livelihood as well, yeah? All right, so of course, why is it so suddenly, right, India is growing? Of course, one of the big reason is in terms of the population, right? Today, India stands at the number 1 biggest population in the country, right? With the 1.4 billion people, right? So, in terms of the population itself, right? That itself actually signifies how big is this market and why exactly the country is actually growing very significantly fast, yeah? Of course, we zoom in a bit, right? Out of that 1.4 billion, right? If we look into a bit, we zoom into the population, right? We have 65 of them, right? 65% of them are actually 35-year-old, right? And they have a median age of 28, and 910 million is actually millennials and Gen Z. And for just millennials alone, right, actually 440 million. Basically, right, what it says that it's a very young populations lah, right? Means that when the country has a very young, right, the aging, right, it's young age populations, right, means that the company has a lot of potential to grow, right? For example, if we were to compare to China, for example, right, actually China, even though it was a biggest population country before India, right, a year ago, few years ago, right, but of course, in terms of their population are actually aging populations. Yeah, of course, thanks to India lah, they don't have a blood control act, right? So that's why in terms of their population is continue to grow, which actually gives a lot of advantage to India to even to grow in terms of their economy as well. All right, so now we zoom in a bit in terms of middle class. Why middle class is very, very important? Of course, this is so-called like an affluent market lah, right? Means they have the ability to spend, right? In terms of, things like in terms of the lifestyle, right? Well-being, right? To enhance, to basically to have a better experience in terms of their life as well. Yeah. So in terms of middle class alone, right? If you look at the middle class alone, it's actually they has about 300 to 350 million. This is very, very, very big, right? Because as someone also come from middle class, right? I know what is actually the potential that a middle class actually has, right? In terms of influencing into the growth of the country. Yeah. So of course, it's not just that. In the next 20 years, right, it actually projected to be in double. Right? So you can imagine, right, how big is the potential, right? When the middle class in the country is big, right, is huge, means definitely I can guarantee, right, the country will continue to grow, right? That's also definitely we can see the first indicator, even in the GDP, the country is continuously growing. It stands as the first, right, amongst the big other big country as well. Yeah. Of course, now as I mentioned earlier, let's zoom in a bit in terms of their income, right? So if you look at India and China, we compare India and China lah, right? If you look at the current middle class income, right? Of course, it at the median range of, it's actually, India at the moment is actually 50% lower than China lah, right? If you can look into the range, right? It's 7K to 22K, right? USD, right? If you look at China, it's 50 to 74. Right? But with the growth potential that we have, with the middle class will grow into double, right? I'm very sure, right? Actually, India will definitely supersede China. Yeah? Supersede China. Yeah? And of course, not just that, right? India is also very, very popular when it talks about technology, digital, right? So, of course, one of the things that we consider as an indicator is basically our social media lah, of course our internet users, right? So one of the things that out of the 1.4 billion, right, actually 1.2 billion, right, are actually already internet users. Why is it very important? Because when they are connected, right, when they are connected to internet, basically they are connected to the world. They are connected to the world, right? Of course, 88% out of that are actually accessing through the mobile devices. Of course, mobile devices is very important, right? In my old ages, in my young age, right? I'm still young, but if, for example, like 10 years ago, right? Everything has been communicated through, of course, a PC, right? A desktop or even laptop, right? But now everything can be done in a small device, which is our mobile device, right? And of course, why is it significantly important as well? Because nowadays, right, every one of us, I'm sure all of you have social media, right? Right. So of course, out of the 1.2 billion, right, actually 470 million are actually social media users. When we look into a bit on social media, right, if you look at Facebook, of course, that's a primary usage of the social media in India at the moment, right? They have 56% of them are on Facebook platform, Instagram, and of course all these now is transformed into Meta lah, right? Meta platform, right? All these owned by Facebook lah, right? So Facebook, Instagram 36%, YouTube 5%, Twitter, right? Pinterest, LinkedIn and stuff. Yeah. So why is it important, right? I'm not sure about you, right? For me, right, social media becomes very, very important in my life as well, because like, of course, my relatives that who stayed, right, not in India as well, but those, my friends, right, my people who I know, right, actually they have been scattered around the world. And I still can communicate, right, being connected with them through this social media. Yeah, right, that allows us to keep continuing our friendship and our relationship as well. Yeah, so, right, so now I zoom in a bit, right, in terms of the direct sales, right, direct sales segment, right. If you look into the direct sales segment, right, in 2022, right, the total revenue generated by direct sales segment, right, it was actually 3.2 billion, right. And in terms of the CAGR, it actually has compound annual growth rate. Actually, it was actually 13.3%, and the total distributors are actually 12 million. Yeah? Right. So I want to do a bit of comparison with US. Why am I comparing with US? Of course, right? US is one of the known for a pioneering when it comes to direct sales. Yeah. Of course, they are so-called a matured market, or even I would say someone has a lot of years of experience when it comes to direct sales, right? And if you look into 1 to 10 ratio in terms of revenue and distributors, right? Of course, like I mentioned earlier, right? For India, it's 3.2, right? And in US, it was actually 40.5 billion, right? But what is the significant thing that I want to highlight to everyone here, right? If you look into the growth, annual growth rate, right? If you look at India, right, for the year 2022, right, for the last 3 years, basically, right, it actually grown double digit. Even though they are very small, but actually their growth rate is actually very fast compared to some market that actually has a lot of experience, right, been long in direct sales, but actually they are growing very slow, right? Despite they are actually having 16 million distributors, and you can see number of distributors, right? Even though it's new, but number of distributors actually fairly competitive, and definitely, right, with the potential that India has, definitely, I'm very sure, right, they will actually supersede US as well in terms of number of distributors, right? Right? Okay, so today, right, our opportunity, our business, right, there's a 3 key point of this business model, right? First thing, of course, we talk about any business, we talk about risk. Right? And today, the opportunity I'm going to share, right? The business opportunity I'm going to share, right? Basically, there's no risk, right? You'll be wondering, is it really that there's no risk? I mean, another term that we use actually, we risk transfer, right? I'll be explaining why it actually says about risk transfer, right? Of course, there's a risk, but the risk is not owned by the distributors, but it is actually owned by the company, right? Named Nu Skin, right? Of course, the second thing is, of course, we talk about unlimited income potential. Yeah, all right. There is no any limitation when it comes to the income. And of course, what's most important as a business owner, right? As an entrepreneur, right? It's all about long-term and sustainable income. So this is our key 3 point in terms of in our business model. Yeah. So of course, before I go into the plan and strategy, let's take a moment to look into what are the success stories, right, that we have in the past experiences, right? For our past experiences for the last 40 years. Right, being established in many markets, right? So I'm gonna share with all of you, right, these 3 success stories, right? So we have 3 leaders here, entrepreneurs here, right? Actually, they also grabbed one of these opportunity back then when Nu Skin ventured into certain markets, right? So we have Betty Sang, right, and also Kaniko Kasumi, and of course the last one is Ronnie Park, right? And 3 of them, let me explain one by one, right? Betty Sang, right? Actually, she was in US back then, yeah. So when Nu Skin wanted to venture into the Asia market, right? Actually, she got to know about that opportunity, and then what she actually does is basically she actually started to build a community, right? A community even back in US, right? And when Nu Skin ventured into the Asia market, right? She actually became the pioneer, right? She became the pioneer of building the Asia market, right? Primarily from Hong Kong. Yeah, and of course, same like Kaniko Kasumi as well, right? He got to know about this business platform when he was on the flight, right? Which one of the flight attendants shared with him about Nu Skin, and then he knows that one day definitely Nu Skin will venture into the Japanese market, right? So he actually already started building a community as well. And when Nu Skin ventured into the Japanese market, right? He was one of the pioneer entrepreneur that actually grabbed the opportunity, right? And today, right? In Japan, right? Most of the entrepreneurs or franchises are actually under him, right? And of course, same like Ronnie Park, right? He also someone that actually grabs the opportunity when Nu Skin, right, wanted to explore the Korea market, right? And he also, right, decided to grab the opportunity, right? Collaborated, partnered with Nu Skin, right? And of course, he also able to achieve COE4. So COE4 is our Circle of Excellence 4, right? Basically, they have made a cumulative of $20 million as part of their profit. Yeah, all right. Okay, and today, right, we are so grateful, right? We have someone that very close to us, right? Our Circle of Excellence for Rain Ho. He's also our system founder, right? Right? He's with us in guiding us on how we're going to grab this opportunity as well. Because he also someone that actually grabbed the opportunity when the China markets, right? There are a lot of markets around Asia, right? Actually, at the time when Nu Skin ventured in, he is one of the pioneer as well of grabbing this opportunity, that opportunity, right? To be successful entrepreneur as well. And of course, if you look at his success story itself, right, how he actually expanded his business globally, right, in the year 2001 to 2003, in that 2 years, right, in that 3 years, right, he actually managed to earn $1 million USD, right, he became a Circle of Excellence 1, and the next 3 years, right, he became a 5 million US earner, right, and of course, in the next 4 years, right, he actually become a 10 million US dollar income and become a COE3, and of course within just 2 years time, right, he already become our COE4. He doubled his income in that just 2 years, right? So that is the amazing business platform that we are in now, because as I mentioned earlier as well, it is risk-free, unlimited income potential, right, and it's a long-term sustainable income. Yeah. All right. So of course, you also, because of his success stories, because of his past experiences as well, right? He was also been invited, right? He was invited, to talk in one of the session about the India market opening, right? He have shared about the potential of this market. He said that everyone gets accessibility to this market. All of us, right, who join the session, right? All of us can grab this opportunity, can participate in this market opportunity, right? And of course, the success can be duplicated. He mentioned about whatever success that he achieved, right, in this business, all that can be duplicated, right? I also can be someone that also be able to achieve the success as well, if I choose to decide to do this, grab this opportunity. And of course, last but not least, right, he said this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Of course, why? Because it's the biggest, right, biggest country, right, the market that is actually Nu Skin is venturing into, right? And of course, the strategy or even the plan, right, that actually he came out with when he actually embarked on or grabbed the opportunity, right, when he ventured into China, right, it is actually our Perfect 10 plan, right? So just imagine, right, with our compensation plan, Nu Skin compensation plan, yeah, with 6 levels, 6 generation, 5%, right? Imagine, right, you can able to identify 1%, right, out of this China, right? He just identify 1% that willing to partner with you, right, to open up a franchise, a wellness franchise, right? And then it grows into 10, right? One franchise, identify another 10 franchise and continue to grow to 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, right? And as a total franchise, you will have about 111 franchises, right? You have a potential of earning 16.6 million a month US dollar, right? And of course, right, we can take, we can think about conservatively, right? We take and assume a worst case scenario, right? Worst case scenario of 1%, right? It actually 1,111 franchises. With just 1,111 franchises, right, we have a potential of earning 166,000 USD per month. Yeah. And again, right, this is a proven plan, right? And the same plan will be also implemented in our India as well. Yeah. So we're going to use the same plan because the compensation plan is going to be the same, right? 6 generation, 5%. And again, by just identifying 1%, right, to open up a franchise, right, in India, it will eventually grow to 111 franchises, right, to be able to have a potential of earning 16.6 USD million per month. And again, we take conservatively as a worst case scenario, right, to have 1% out of it, right, we will have 1,111 franchises, which eventually give a potential for us to give 166 USD, right, per month. Yeah. And it is, as I mentioned, right, it is a proven plan, right? This is the same plan that been implemented in many of the market opening under Rain's guidance. Yeah. Of course, right, a bit of the direct sales segment, right? Today, right, in India, right, if you look into the direct sales segment, 74% is under wellness, right? 17% beauty and 9% others, right? If you look at Nu Skin, right? We are in the business of wellness as well as beauty, yeah? So basically, we have a market share of 91%, yeah? So it's a huge potential, yeah? All right, so let's look into the current players, right? The current incumbents that actually involved in the direct sales, right? So of course, in 2023, right, 2023, we have Herbalife, Modicare, Vestige, and Amway, right? Let's look into their revenue, right? So if you look into the revenue, right, you can realize one significant difference, right? In terms of the first and then the rest, right? So you can see Herbalife, right? There's a huge variance, right? In terms of their revenue. Why? Anyone can make a guess? Don't know, All right. Yeah. So Herbalife, of course, primarily involved in weight management solution. Yeah. So means because they have a huge demand in India, right? And only Herbalife can sort of supply for that demand, right? That's the reason why they actually has a big revenue, right? Sharing in terms of the direct sales segment. Yeah. Right. And of course, right? Every problem is an opportunity. And today, right? We have the best solution with us. Yeah. And before I go into the solution, let me take a bit of a moment to share, right? Let's look into what are the demand looks like in India at the moment. Yeah. So of course, Prime Minister Modi, right, recently actually launches the anti-obesity campaign, right? Because he knows, right, actually, right, it is becoming uncontrollable, right? Means a lot of people getting obese and obese, right, day by day, right? The numbers are continue growing. And of course, India needs to lose weight. Even though, right, we have our existing providers, right, but they are still not able to resolve this problem, right? There's something wrong in that solution, right? Okay, so that's why, right, okay, today, right, we have a strong solution, right? And what we have, right, is we are in the business of helping people to solve their problem and to connect the needs, yeah? And today, as I mentioned, we have the best ever, for me, it's the best in the world, best in the world solution, right? We have TR Me, yeah, right? So, of course, our solution, right? Why I say it's the best in the world? Let's look into these three markets for today, right? If you will look into Malaysia, Singapore, and Korea, right? 7 years consecutively, right? Our weight management program, right? We become the number 1. I give a round of applause to Nu Skin. Yeah, all right? And as well as Singapore. Ladies and gentlemen, Singapore, you know, right? Also, we became 6 years consecutively number 1 as well. Give a round of applause to Nu Skin, right? And of course, Korea. Yeah, Korea is well known for, of course, to beauty products and stuff, right? But also in Korea, right, we managed to get consecutively 2 years, right, to become the number 1 weight management and well-being product or brand. Yeah, right? So very amazing, right? Really amazing. That's the reason why I have so much of confidence to say, right, we have the best in the world solution, right, when it comes to weight management. And right. Okay, give a round of applause to our solution. Yeah, right. So of course, right, we have a 20 years of experience and it talks about weight management. Yeah, and of course, we have transformed 2 million's life globally, right? And today, right, is a special day. Why? We also have one person that also transformed through this program, right? And he was very keen to share with us his transformation journey, right? his transformation journey with us today. So with that, I would like to welcome our sharer for today, Mr. Arpu.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Kuhan. Good morning, everybody. A very good morning to all of y'all. Hope everyone can hear me, yeah? Clear and loud. Okay, my name is Arpudanesan, but in short, y'all can call me Apu. Very nice, very happy to see my picture coming up, and thanks a lot for this opportunity to the committee for letting just to give one or two my experience. What did I go through for this overall program? Basically, I'm working. I'm attached to a health shoe company based in Klang, and if you can see my transformation, I mean on the picture itself. After embarking on this program, if you can see I lost a total of 34 kg. And being childhood, I've been obese since childhood, that means basically at the age of 6 or 7, I've already an obese child. And after that, it was just an upward trend on my weight. And you're looking at, even at Form 5, age 17, I was already 100 kg actually. So, and then continuing with work lifestyle and all, the weight has been just going up. And that is why I decided somehow at the embark on this program. And, it was during my working life, which I started on this program. And with all the correct way of eating, and together with the great ingredients of the program, helped me to reduce a total weight of 34 kg. And there is no rebound as well as of today. So it has been a very stable downtrend of weight after the program. And most importantly, I mean, what I experienced is 90 days is more of a beginning. After that, it is where you will still keep achieving your desired weight with the right, of course, with the right food and your food intake as well. So that is my experience. So it has given a lot of good confidence. Health as well has improved, especially when you're overweight. There was a lot of tiredness. It's not easy sometimes waking up in the morning due to your excess stored fat and all this. So that has given a very good changes, especially in my daily life. The other one is also looking at why I'm looking at this TRME, or why did I embark in Nu Skin, is actually on the values behind it in a program. That once we understand what the value is, so only then you will actually kind of be convinced, and the trust on the product was so great. And the 90 days, it was a very mindful journey actually. There was you don't embark on a program where you are feeling stressed. This was totally a different journey, very mindful. You look forward to every day. And for me, it was like after 90 days, I was like, the program is finished. I was a bit sad, that, but the magic was continuing to happen. No doubt I have complete my 90 days. And even after program, every 2 weeks or every week or every other 2 weeks, I was still losing 1 kg, things like that. So that was my experience. Now, coming back to the other one is why I'm looking at my personal. So now, since I have already done some very good changes for my body, now looking at the opportunity as well, where we were just talking about, Kuhan has mentioned so much of things about India market. And I think it is time for us to lend a helping hand to the, whoever our brothers and sisters on the next country, and even any other countries. So looking at what even Prime Minister Modi has said, that obesity is also one of the main cause of, India's issue. Even in Malaysia, we are still facing that issue. So being an obese from childhood, it sometimes it is a painful thing, and a lot of people will need a solution. It's just they don't know sometimes where to start and where to do. So I think that is one of the main thing I'm looking at, to reach out to people, and there's a big opportunity there in order to share a solution which we already have actually with, as what Cohen said, one of the world's best program. I think so far we can say it is our AgeLock, TRME, and New Skin programs. Next is also on the a few things like I'm looking at, even now, since that we have embarked on this, I've done my 90 days and then continue to slim down, and looking at this to even consider this as a goal. My main goal is probably because if you see my working culture, I was a person who got retrenched about 6-7 years ago. And my current job, actually, even I took up this job at a few years ago with a pay cut, actually, a salary cut. At that time was just before COVID, and a lot of companies have started to reduce their manpower. So looking at this opportunity and New Skin, there is a good goal setting we could give through by helping people, and also for your own goal setting, that at least a dream to try to earn back some kind of 5-figure income in the future. So we got to start somewhere, and the best thing is to improve and transform ourselves, and then the best thing is to share it out to people. So create the awareness, and then I'm sure we can do a lot of things by helping people. Everybody deserves healthy lives, and for our loved ones, because we don't want to age with a lot of health conditions. I feel we should age gracefully, and keep healthy till we are, till we keep going even at old age. So that is one opportunity I see here a lot. So I hope that's all my sharing. I hope to see you all again, and let's keep fighting for our goals, and to help out the needy out there. Thank you, everyone, and back to you, Cohen.
Yeah, give a round of applause to Arpu. Thank you so much, Arpu, for your transformation story, right? I think it's for me it's a mind-blowing transformation. Just with just a 90 days program, right? Actually, he lost about 34 kilo of his weight. Yeah, and not just that, all right. Of course, I think the most important thing that he gained out of this program is to regain back his confidence, right? And not just that, as what he said, right? Everyone deserves to live a healthy life, right? And also to age gracefully. And of course, he also, thanks Arpu to you as well, because you also help many more lives out there as well, right? To share about this wonderful program, right? And of course, another person, another life that also transformed, right? Through this program is, of course, myself. Yeah, all right? And I think, thank you, all right? Okay, I think at the moment when I look at Arpu's photo, right, I was like, oh, luckily just the color different on the shirt, right? I think it looks same, right? So that was me, right? Just not that long, right? Just 1 year ago, that was me 1 year ago, right? And of course, just with this 90 days program, right? And of course, as I mentioned, I just not regain back my health and resolve all my issues that I had previously, right? The most importantly, I regain back my confidence, right? And of course, not just that, also to continue, right? Of taking up this mission in my life, right? To go and help more people as well, yeah? And of course, right? Today, right? Not just the success story. I'm sure you guys have heard about success stories. You guys have heard about, our sharer, right? In terms of how good is the program, right? And of course, today, right? We have a proven support system for us to be successful, right? In this opportunity as well, yeah? And of course, right? Here is the biggest success story for me, right? All of these leaders or entrepreneurs, right? Actually, right? been successful, right? They have achieved a lot of milestones, successful milestone, right, in this business, right? These are all our circle of excellence, right? Of course, our system, STWW, Success Together Worldwide, right? We go great, right, because of the proven system, yeah? And of course, right, all the success that I've seen, right, all this can be duplicated because, as I mentioned from the beginning itself, it is a proven system. Yeah, everything is proven. We have a proven strategy, we have a proven plan, and of course, we have a proven system. Yeah. So what is our success roadmap here? Right? On the third action I mentioned, right? The third step is for us to also to learn the skills on how we're going to leverage, right, on this opportunity, right? So we have a university, right, Success Together University, right, who teach us, right, on how we can be successful in this business, right? What are the fundamentals that we need to learn? We need to equip in terms of, right, in our skills for us to be able to be successful in this journey as well, right? Which starts off Business School for Entrepreneurship 1, we have Business School for Entrepreneurship 2, and we have MVP 1, MVP 2, and of course, we also have a MBA, right? When you graduate, right, immediately you will become a millionaire, right? I have never come across any of the university there, right, out there, right? The moment when you complete your MBA, right, you will become a millionaire, right? The most is you'll go back to your corporate life, right? Okay, so and of course, it is an established program for personal and leadership development. Yeah, right. Of course, a beauty about this as well, right? It's also about the international leaders engagement, right? Today, we are talking about a global business. We are not talking about the business that only exists in Malaysia or Singapore, even Korea, right? We are talking about 50 over markets, right? That's the reason why we are saying it's an international business, right? It's a global business. Also reason because, right, as Indians, right, it's not only resides in India, right? Actually, Indians reside in a lot of other countries as well, right? So, of course, right, our mindset, I would say, right, we have to start, right? You have to think globally, but of course, we need to build locally, right? And we have to create the first generation of Indian leaders as well, yeah? And of course, what's more special, right? It's not just that, right? For India, it's very, very special, right? Nu Skin is very generous to come up with this India Founders Program, whereby a percentage of India market first year revenue, right, will be paid according to the personal India team performance. Means basically, right, the revenue will be, of course, will be shared across with the distributors, right? On top of the existing compensations, right, there will be an additional revenue sharing will be done by the company as well, yeah? And of course, what we need to do, as what all the success stories I have shared, right, all the previous entrepreneurs have done, is basically to start build the community of consumers and partners. And we have to start doing it right now, right? And of course, we have started, right? Not now, we have actually started even for the last, I would say close to 1 year, right? We have started to build this, right, locally, right? And these are some of the leaders, yeah, Indian leaders that actually, right, involved in this business, right, and continue to build their business as well, right? As you can see, right, I want to also to share the latest update, right? We also actually, right, you can see we have been growing significantly, right? In the reason, one of the reason event that we had, right, we actually seen the team actually grow further, right? Right? We have a lot more global Indian entrepreneurs are actually join the community as well, right? In creating this community of consumers and partners, yeah? And of course, as I mentioned earlier as well, right? Indians are not just based in India, right? We have came across, I'm not sure any of you have heard about this or not, PIO, right? People of Indian origin, right? So basically, right, this is the map, right? Where actually, right, you can see where our Indian brothers and sisters actually resides, right, outside of India, right? Today, I just want to take an example of Malaysia, right? In Malaysia alone, right? In Malaysia alone, we have close to 2.4 million, right? PIO, basically they actually originated from India, but actually they resides in Malaysia for probably for some other reasons lah, right? Of course, they came here for work and many more, right? And of course, this is a great opportunity, right? When everyone talk about India, right, it's not that we are asking everyone to go India, right? But now, right, when we have a community, right, PIOs that exist in this market, right, your existing market, you actually already can connect to them, right? Build your community, yeah? And that's the reason why I keep telling, right, from the beginning, it's a global business. Of course, it means it's a global connectivity, yeah? And of course, as the team that wanted to venture into this biggest market, right, all right, we have to also, right, need to transform to also to inspire, right, our consumers and partners, yeah? So when you want to enter into this business, right, with this market, right, are we going to venture in as this kind of community? Are we going to build this kind of community or this kind of community? Which one will you choose? Of course, right, yeah, right, and of course, not to be worried, right, like what Arpu said, right, we have a stress-free program, right, you no need to torture yourself, right, you'll be able to transform or regain back your health and can be healthier, right, like what Arpu said, of course, like what we have also transformed ourselves, yeah, so for myself, right, for myself alone, right, in my past 1 year experience in this business, right, I've actually been started, all right, helping a lot more people that are very close to me, my family members, my friends, yeah, the person that I know that really deserve to be healthy, right? I have a lot of people that has a lot of obesity issues, a lot of diseases, right? I managed to transform this life because I believe, right, our program is something that each and every one of the people that I know, right, deserve to go through that once in their life so that they can also stay healthy, right, prevent from any diseases, because all of us deserve to live healthier, right? And also to age gracefully, right? Because as I believe I mentioned from the beginning, right? We have the best ever, right? Best ever solution in our hand today, right? And right? Of course, not when we have a best product, of course, we have a great opportunity, right? Right behind this product, yeah? So, before I end my sharing, I would like to take a quote. I want to share a quote shared by Richard Branson, is one of the successful entrepreneur, right? What he mentioned, right? If somebody offers you an amazing opportunity, right, but you're not sure, right? You're not sure, like myself, you're not sure at the beginning, right? But what I did, I just say yes, right? And I'm learning how to do it later, right? To do it, we can learn because we have a success. We have a proven system to teach us, to guide us through how we can be able to succeed in this opportunity. Yeah? And of course, right, I'm sure when you made a decision to join, right, you probably will looking for some other opportunity when you will get this opportunity for you to be able to achieve your dreams, your life goals, right? And I would say the time is now, right? The time is now. I think this is the best ever opportunity I've shared with you, and I'm very sure, right, when you're listening for almost an hour, right, I think you have made your decision to grab this opportunity, right? So I would like to welcome everyone to start your transformation journey, right? And be part of the global Indian wellness movement, right? So with that, thank you everyone for listening my sharing. I will see you guys again in our next sharing, right? See you guys, signing off, Kuan from Malaysia.
Sharing. Can we all give Kuhan a round of applause? Are you all excited? Yes. Let's conquer India. Okay. Okay, for those who need more information, please reach out to the person who brought you here. I'm signing off. This is Mala here. See you all again. Thank you.
से मैं तो सोई नहीं, मेरी वजह से तू भेजा जरूर, मेरी मोहब्बत से बच ना सकेगा, समझ जाने मन ये इशारा।